It could be anyone, a stranger, a coworker, a neighbor, a family friend, your spouse, even your very own child. That's right. Today, I'm going to talk to you about addiction. And for some of us, it may not be a subject that you like to talk about, and for some of you, you may get defensive about. I often hear people refer to drug addicts as junkies and say the world would be a better place without them. But is that necessarily true? Most of you will be shocked to know that 1 out of every 10 Americans over the age of 12 have some type of substance abuse problem. The problem is huge and probably will affect most of us at some point in our lives. We all know that addiction is a problem, but what causes someone to be a drug addict? And why is it so hard for them to stop once they start? Today I'm going to give you some insight into what triggers someone to be a drug or alcohol and why it is so hard to stop. The number one reason people suffer from drug addiction is due to childhood trauma. According to NIH.gov, 2/3 of drug treatment patients report having been abused during childhood. What type of abuse? Sexual, physical, and emotional. All 3 of these types of abuse and neglect over a long period of time during childhood contribute to some type of drug abuse and addiction. How can we help? Child abuse can be prevented more than you think. By helping prevent a child being abused, or by helping a child that is being abused get help, you are taking those steps to ensure that they get treatment and they lead a healthier and happier life. Key: if you know a child is being abused, report it. And remember, abuse doesn't always come from adults. It could be another child. Bullying is not okay and should be taken very seriously. If you don't believe you as a person can actually report something, then reach out. There are tons of organizations out there that can help you. Also, let children know that you as an adult are a safe place and that if something is hurting someone, is hurting them, that they can come to you. It's crucial that children know that there are places and people that they can trust in times of need. The second highest reason for drug addiction is family history. According to drugaddictionsupport.org, a combination of genetic and learned behavioral factors can contribute to drug abuse and addiction in members of the same family. Addiction is highly due to genetic predisposition. I found this very interesting. According to addictionsandrecovery.org, children of addicts are 8 times more likely to develop an addiction. It's important, if an addiction is part of your family, that you talk about it. Talk to each other. Tell your other family members how you coped or how you plan to cope. By teaching and talking about these things, it has a huge impact on your children and your family members. Lastly, one of the other things that we're all very familiar with, I'm sure, is peer pressure. Peer pressure can and probably has led most of us in this room to do something that we normally haven't wanted to do in the past. Drink, experimented with drugs, and why? Because everyone else was doing it, or so we thought. Friends are the place most children go to for emotional support when times are tough at home and school. Friends are your children's information headquarters, and friends are what influence our children on a daily basis. How can we help? Education. Education is key in overcoming drug addiction. The more your child thinks and knows about what it does and what causes it and how it can be harmful, the more likely they're going to double think before doing it. If your child knew the type of brain damage that drugs could hurt them, I'm pretty sure that they would double think before trying it in the future. Think about it. The more we educate our children on today, the more it's going to help them in the future. I'm sure at the beginning of this presentation you had your own thoughts about drug addiction, but I hope by enlightening you on these different theories that you can take something new and that you've learned something, and that you know that the effects of childhood trauma, family history, and peer pressure is something that we can all contribute to in a positive way by helping, educating, and being a support system for our children and for each other. Addiction really is everywhere. And remember, it takes everyone to fight this battle. Thank you.